So I will show you now some of the plants. Now I'll tell you about some not successes. My tomato plants, sadly, um, they were doing great, beautiful, wonderful, fine. I was invaded by spider mites, and spider mites are just a terrible pain. If anybody has had to deal with them, you feel my pain. It's too late in the growing season. It's May. The hot weather is settling in. Tomatoes won't do well in the summer here because it's just too hot for them. Now you can limp them along. You can constantly water them and baby them and get them to survive until September, when they'll start producing little shoots, and then you take those shoots and you plant those shoots in the ground and you get new plants, but your old plants really won't produce as well. So basically you could get them to limp along, but you're not going to be getting any produce in the summertime. So it's too late for me to replace them. So I basically lost my entire crop. I have striped Romas right here. I got some blossom end rot. That was actually my fault. If you ever see blossom end rot, the bottom of your tomatoes turning brown, it's two things. One is lack of calcium, which isn't from my soil because I amended my soil, and I know there's calcium in there. Honestly, it's because of watering. I didn't have my irrigation set up properly when I first planted these guys, and they didn't get watered for a while, and so now I have blossom end rot. But I got spider mites too, so spider mites trump blossom end rot. I can do something about the blossom end rot. I can't do anything about the spider mites. So, I got striped Romas, I've got Brandywines, and then I've got, way in the back, the tall monster is it's a black Cherokee cherry tomato, and so they're the little cherry tomatoes that turn like a purplish color. I was really looking forward to them, and I was really looking forward to the Brandywines. These are all varieties of tomatoes I'd never tried before. Found a brand new place to buy tomatoes, and they grow the organic and what do you call it? I can't remember the name of it. But the old style tomatoes, they grow really good varieties of tomatoes. So I was trying all brand new ones, and then I got invaded by spider mites. I have no idea where they came from. But they actually attacked. I had one tomato in this bucket right here, and I've got all the old tomatoes still in there. I'm going to leave them in there to rot and then produce new tomatoes, because that one tomato plant is a miracle tomato plant. I'll tell you the story. It volunteered itself. It came up on its own. I did not plant it. There was originally a raspberry in there, but I didn't like the raspberry because it kept on pricking me. It had really sharp spines on it, and I was like, eh. So it died, and I was okay with that. But this tomato took its place, and tomato grew up, and it was attacked by a single hornworm, and I looked at it, and I took pictures of the hornworm, and I let it be, because I didn't plant the tomato, and I wasn't concerned about it, so I let the hornworm eat the tomato plant down. Well, it came back. The tomato plant survived the hornworm attack, and it came back. It produced loads of tomatoes. I had a really great harvest from it. Tasted great. And then the winter came and kind of knocked it back a little bit. Went dormant for a little while. And I was like, oh, well, that's sad, because I kind of thought it was done. But then it came back. It came back again. It's just like the tomato that never dies. And it started producing more fruit. And that was great. But then the spider mites came, and that finally did it in. So, and I tried to save my plants from the spider mites, but they're too big, and the spider mites just got out of control too quickly. I couldn't keep up with them. I was spraying them with the 100% neem oil, which is an organic insecticide. If between the two insecticides that you want to use, there's pyrethrin and neem oil. When you use neem oil, though, get the 100% stuff. Don't get the 70%. The 70% has a chemical subtracted from it that makes it less effective as an insecticide. It really kind of becomes a fungicide after that. Whereas if you get the 100% neem oil, it's both an insecticide and a fungicide. So it does both, and it's a great product. I've used it on a lot of things. So I just mix them up in a squirt bottle, and I use the squirt bottle around my garden. But the spider mites just got out of control too quickly, and I couldn't keep up with it. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow morning, trash guys come, so I'm going to take out all my tomato plants with the spider mites on them. I'm going to put them in trash bags. I'm going to get rid of them. I do it in the morning, that way they don't continue to stay in the garden. I would probably get rid of the soil that's in the pots. I have new potting soil, so I'll probably just go ahead and get rid of the soil, which is sad because I've built up that soil, but oh well, such is life. Alright, so what else I want to show you? I've got some collard greens. I want you to check out these collard greens. So look at this guy. This is my collard greens, and so I'm going to keep harvesting. I've been harvesting a little bit, you know, the guy in the middle, he's getting kind of blocked out, so I harvest from him a lot. But I'm going to keep harvesting my collard greens. I have not bought lettuce in over a year now. I bought, I think, 6 pots of lettuce that were going out of season last year, and I put them in my window boxes. And they did their thing. I harvested a lot of lettuce, and then they bolted. And I was like, okay, so, you know, season's over. And they produced seed. And then they spread out in my window boxes again. And over last summer, they produced more seed. They produced more lettuce, which, over the summertime, it's really bitter. It didn't really taste very good. But I just let it go. I let it do its own thing. It was surviving. It was doing fine. So, okay. And then in the fall time, after they produced more seed, they set more seed and produced more lettuce. And so it's been a non-stop cycle of, I get lettuce, I get seed, I get lettuce, I get seed. And I get lettuce in random pots. I mean, this is a pepper plant that I potted in here, and I got lettuce growing in it, so I have lettuce and pepper in the same pot. It worked for me. I, picked some peppers and got some lettuce and did great. I got some dill that randomly popped up in my garden, and some dill that I planted. My green onions. I let these guys go to seed again. I want to try to get them to produce more seed. I'm running low on my greens because I use them, and sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. It depends on, I don't know what yet. It might just be maybe I cut them too low, I don't know, but I use the green leaves all the time. I'll let these guys go to seed, and then I'll try sprinkling the seeds in random pots and see how they go. I've got 2 pots of green onions. Now I have 3 jalapeno plants. That's pretty much started all my peppers. I bought them because I wanted peppers, and at the time the only peppers I could get were jalapenos. They were out of bell peppers and everything else. So I got some jalapenos. I had never had jalapenos before. I like spicy food, but not enough, really. But I bought these jalapenos, and so I cooked them up, and they were really good, but they had no heat to them. So I was like, and I had no previous experience with jalapenos, so I just figured jalapenos weren't really all that spicy, and I didn't know why everybody else was complaining so much about how hot their jalapenos were. And it took me a while to figure out that it was just the fact that my jalapenos don't have heat to them. I don't know why. They've just always been that way, and I fertilize them regularly. I've got a little bit of nutrient deficiency because the past couple of months I've missed a couple of fertilizing. And you can actually see when you miss it. I'll show you what the nutrient deficiency looks like. So these are 2 of my pepper plants. This one is looking really good. Nice, healthy, dark leaves, a little bit of nutrient deficiencies, and maybe a little bit of bugs on them, but otherwise doing fine. This guy, on the other hand, he needs some fertilizer. Let me see if I can bring him up for you. You can only bring him so far because my irrigation is in the way. You might be able to see he's got a little bit of yellow in his leaves. Now the veins are dark green, but the edges are yellow. That's pretty much going to be nutrient deficiency. So I just got to give him a shot of nutrients. And they're in pots. And again, like I said, anything you keep in a pot is going to need regular nutrients. So these are my no-heat jalapenos. There's 2 here. There's a 3rd one back here. A smaller guy. He's doing okay though. But they produce really nice jalapenos. I mean, look at these guys. So, you know, they're just, and they load down with them. I have plenty of jalapenos. I have a pot back here. I didn't plant anything in this pot. It all planted itself. Most of it's all peppers. They're going to be pepper juniors, jalapeno juniors, a few crossbreeds from some other peppers. I got a basil in here, and I've got one, I'm really super excited about this. I got one little lavender that is popping up, and I'll tell you why I'm excited about this. I bought a big lavender plant, and I love the thing, but what I didn't realize is the pot I planted in didn't have enough drainage for it. And I watered it, and it would decline, and I would water it again, and it would decline, because the water wasn't draining out, and so the roots drowned in the pot, and it died, and there wasn't anything I could do about it by the time I figured out what was going on. So I lost the plant, but before I lost the plant, it did produce seed, and so I scattered the seed in my pots, hoping that they would produce, and I got one little lavender plant in here to produce. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm letting it grow up, hopefully nice and big, and then I'll transplant it into its own pot. I don't want to transplant it too soon. It's the only one I get that came up. So I want to try my best to try to save it. Right here, these little guys right here, that's actually arugula. I love arugula. And I'm hoping I could get it to go to seed enough to produce more plants so I don't have to buy any more arugula again, like I don't have to buy any lettuce. Because I like arugula. And it's hard to keep my hands off of these because the flowers taste good too. I like eating the flowers. So these guys are more pepper plants that I didn't plant. Some more, oops. I got a jalapeno for breakfast this morning. More jalapenos that I didn't plant. These guys right here, I've got 2 of them. Those are Thai, I call them Thai jalapenos. They're a crossbreed of a Thai pepper and a jalapeno. They're super hot. When I cook with them, I use one, and I use one only for a big pot, and it provides plenty of heat, especially, you know, if you let the pot sit over a couple of days. Makes a really nice heat in any kind of stew. Taste great. I use them in breakfast sometimes along with the jalapenos. I got the seeds for these guys from a good friend of mine named Ray Browning. Some of you guys may know him. He's at the Praxis 55712 channel and the Voodoo Garden channel. He's actually one of the, you know, of course, the inspiration to a lot of new gardeners on YouTube. So, but these are his. He deemed them Frankenpeppers because he didn't know what they would be, what they would come up as. He got the seeds and he's like, well, they probably crossbreeded because they were all close together. So he didn't know what they were going to be. I figured out that they're crossbreed. They have, you know, the heat from the Thai peppers and the flavor of a jalapeno, so they're really delicious. I like them. This guy, it's a purple or blue hibiscus, depending on what you look it up. The name I'm going to butcher is something along the lines of Alliolini Hueglii. I don't know how to pronounce that first part. I know it's Hueglii. Alliogni. I don't know. Botanical name. Purple hibiscus. I had a big one at one time, but then I went away and it didn't get enough water and it died. Me and water don't get along too well because I always forget. So I recently found this at the St. Petersburg Green Thumb Festival. It's their spring plant festival every year. So I got a new one, and it's a little bit smaller, but that's fine. I'm going to keep it small. It's pretty. I got broccoli that I planted in there. I planted this thing up as an experiment. Wanted to see how well it did. It's one of those little tower things. It's got the 3 tiers, and you're supposed to water the top one, and then it waters the ones below it. It kind of doesn't work. It sort of does, but not well enough. But that's okay. You know, I've got my irrigation set up now, so when I replant them in the fall with new produce, probably more arugula, since I like so much arugula, I'll probably plant them up with some arugula. And I'll probably make this the last thing for now. I'm trying to grow cucumbers. I've never had any success with cucumber, squash, or zucchini. These are actually the first things I have been able to get to grow even this tall. Of course, until now I haven't actually really been trying a whole lot because I've been really busy. And again, the whole watering issue until I got my irrigation set up. I have a drip line running around in circles around these guys. It runs for 20 minutes every morning. So they get drip irrigation. I've got, these are lemon cucumbers. They're round cucumbers. They're yellow. I've never had them before. I thought they would be interesting to grow, and so far they have been. Out of the dozens of seeds that I tried to start, I only got 3 to actually get this far. So, but hey, go me. That's the first time I've even gotten them this far before, so I can't complain too much. I've got some sweet potato also kind of mixed in here. Not intentionally. I've had this sweet potato vine growing in my yard for years. I harvest sweet potatoes out of it every once in a while, but most of the time I just kind of let it roam wherever it goes. Sweet potato is very, very hardy down here, very easy to grow. I started those just from the sweet potatoes from the grocery store. They bolted in my kitchen, so I cut out the eyes and I just planted the eyes, and I've had sweet potatoes ever since. Last year, instead of keeping it pruned into the small area where I usually keep it pruned, I just let it go wild. Partly because I didn't want to keep it. I didn't want to do the work of pruning. I was too busy to do it, and partly because I just wanted to see what would happen. So I just let it go wild, and it went. It went all over the place, and I guess it set seed because there are new plants over here that. The original plant's way over there. Got a mockingbird fighting a blue jay over here. I just hope they don't come and attack me. They're both 2 aggressive types of birds, but... So anyway. So I got random sweet potato plants growing over here. One that I kind of let take the place of one of the cucumbers that didn't make it, that I planted over here. The rest I'm kind of trying to keep short, trimmed back, because I don't want them to interfere with the cucumbers that are growing. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get some more sweet potatoes, maybe I'll just pull them up. I don't know. So, that's it for today. Look forward to the next episode. I'm gonna try to do maybe an episode every 1 to 2 weeks. And I'll show you the rest of my garden as we go along, and how to garden in Florida. Alright, have a good day. I'll see you later.